Okay, so the third thing is one of the things that I love, and you should be totally, totally doing this as you start getting into real estate investing. You're going to notice the things that you're doing over and over and over again, right? So, for instance, like running comps, putting in offers, doing deal analysis, marketing strategies, same marketing strategies over and over and over, right? Filling out financial like templates for lenders. It's so annoying, but it's like you fill out one template for a lender and then you talk to another one, they have like a whole nother template. It's like so annoying. Private lenders, how you talk to them and what you offer them. And so totally can automate and systematize. So number 3 is systematizing, right? So this is part of like laying the foundations of your business. You have to systematize. Not everybody talks about systems. I totally get it. Everybody talks about systems. Why? Because you need to be doing it. That's why. Everybody should be systematizing. Everybody should be systematizing their business. If you notice yourself over doing the same things over and over and over again, that's a clue to you that like, oh, this is automated and systematized. And the truth is if you're doing something over and over and over again, you should not be doing it anymore. That's something you should be delegating off to somebody else, right? And so you need to be focusing on creating systems within your company so that you're not running around like a crazy person. When I first started, I was doing like 13 rehabs and they were literally all over the city of Atlanta. I was driving like an hour here and an hour here. It was just nuts, right? And then when my coach told me like you need to just pick one type of rehab and focus on that and just master that. I mean, essentially, I picked one area in the city, one area. It was like a radius of just a couple blocks. And it was an area that needed to be gentrified. And so it was a good area that could get cheap houses in. And it was the same type of houses. It was just like 4 square red brick houses, like a typical house in Atlanta. I don't know if anybody else has this, but it's like essentially just like 4 red brick walls. It's like the exact same house. And I just bought those over and over and over. And guess what? It was the same rehab. Exact same rehab. I had the same scope of work and the same spec sheet. For 100 houses, I never changed the scope of work or the spec sheet. Like every once in a while, there'd be like a discontinued item that we'd have to update, and then we'd have to update the scope of work just a little bit, but it was the exact same house over and over and over again. And people ask me like, how did you do 15 rehabs at a time? That's how. I figured out that one house that I was very good at doing, rehabbing. I figured out what the budget of that house was, and it was always right around $50,000. I used the same exact scope of work and the same exact spec sheet and the same exact contractor and the same exact system every single time. And I knew the numbers, I knew how much it was going to make, how much it was going to cost, and it never, hardly ever veered from that system. So for me, investing in houses became a product. It was a means to an end. That's really what it was. Just like storage facilities. Like I don't love my storage facilities. They can make me some money and then I'm going to move on to the next thing, right? So I know, so, what kind of systems can I do? And essentially you can systematize anything in your business. If you see that you're doing it over and over and over again, figure out how you can automate and systematize it so that you can be focusing on education, purchasing properties, and also making offers, really making offers. That's what I do. I make offers. I'm like my acquisitions person. He finds the properties. He talks to them. We run the deal analysis. He runs the deal analysis, but then we come together. We run it. I say, just put this offer in. So I'm the one that's like, okays the offer. So everything is systematized on the acquisitions. Everything. My office manager manages all of our marketing, our letters that go out. Everything. She does that. So that's systematized. Acquisitions is systematized. I make the offer, and if we get it, then I don't really make the offer. I come up with a number, and then he makes the offer. Chris makes the offer. And then if we get it, then my job, my responsibility is to find that money. Okay. And then and then it's handed off and systematized to the next person, or you systematize it to the next person. But what I'm saying is that you have to systematize as much as you possibly can. So it all kind of goes together. My 3 essential strategies. Can you see the workflow? You see how I become so successful at what I do, right? Number one, I've built credibility. People want to work with me. People want to know me. People want to give me money. I'm a money magnet, right? That's my mantra. I'm a money magnet. People want to do this. Why? Because I've built credibility up and I've systematized my business so much so. Like I remember when I was sitting down with my lenders, I would have like a notebook and I'd be like, and this is how I do that. And this is how I do this. And I would go through all my systems. And after I went through this notebook and my systems notebook for my investors, I take them to coffee and we sit for like an hour and I'd go through it and they'd be like, whoa, that's like really crazy, Stacy. You're like totally systematized. I don't think I've ever met anybody so automated and systematized. Yes, I will give you $300,000. Right. And it was really that simple. I built credibility up. I created the systems in my business and I delegated everything that I did not want to do in my business. And I created a business that brings me so much joy that when you have a business that brings you so much joy, what happens is that there are so many opportunities that come your way that you don't really know how to handle all of them. Right? And that's really the whole process on becoming a successful investor, as like on a high level vision, like on a high level way. Okay. So I truly believe that those 3 steps, those 3 things are the reason why I've been so successful.